Another thing he made me understand was he isn't saying those children came from the cemetery, no. But just that experience and exposure to that realm or lifestyle made it easier for him to interact with people that did not have this flesh. He also said he noticed some children had white, while some children had all black. And those children that had all black would see him on the road and wouldn't look at him the second time. He didn't know why. He got exposed at that tender age, and he also got exposed to not reasoning like us. He said things like anger, things like fear didn't exist in his vocab. He was fearless. All he wanted was get it done with anything he was asked to do. He didn't even think of the normal where you go after you die, despite going to church on Sundays, because even the church he would go to had spirits inside the church seated listening to the pastor. Due to he was conversing with those children, he learned a lot of things, like I said earlier on. One of the children told him they have their time, while the humans have their time. But one thing with the humans is the humans love to trespass. Due to having this flesh that is existing on this realm, he had a lot of limitations. These were the things the children would tell him, and they would always tell him that they cannot or they could not wait to have him over their side. So he saw it as much of fun, fantasy, and what he would always have in mind, that this is what would happen after he leaves this earth. Do not get me wrong, there are some entities you cannot behold, while there are still some background people, which I call them, you can see. Now, those children that would visit him were not background people. Those ones were not humans at all. They had died. They had the record, or they are not just existing here. They cannot be seen by people that weren't that boy, this man I am talking about. But there are people, the background people, you can see, you can feel, you can date, you can even associate with, but they are not true owners of flesh. He said, aside the market, one place that is highly populated by people that do not have this flesh we have is the bus stop. Some of them are the people leading you to Christ. Some of them are the people praying for you to give you, for you to give them the money. Some of them are even the conductors. Some you cannot see. He just did not understand how someone would not really be human, but can still be seen by the naked eyes. All this continued until it got to a point where the mom was promoted and she had to leave that place entirely. He said that was the last time he ever got to see them. That even as a man now, he could still see dead people on the road. He could still converse with them, although he would choose to mind his business. That gift, that ability didn't leave. He would miss them, and he found it hard to still communicate with them, unlike when he was still living close to the cemetery and his school was still close to where he lived. Now, this is a totally different state. He could not reach out to them. He could not converse with them. He lost the entire connection, but didn't lose the ability till today.